Why don't we move on to an animated film, which we don't talk about animated films too often, Dave. But
Oh,
this one, Wolfwalkers, I think definitely definitely deserves to be talked about, and I think we'll be discussing it more when the Academy Awards come around, because this is not only I think a really well told and well written story, but the animation in this is really fun to look at. Uh, Kind of like reading a children's storybook in a lot of ways. It reminded me of. Um, you were the one that turned me on to this. Tell me what made you want to check this out to begin with.
well, yeah, coming out of Toronto this year, Wolfwalkers was just getting tremendous acclaim. Uh, what is it, like 98 on Rotten Tomatoes? Whatever it is, it's
Mhm.
very high consensus at that. And I think the narrative quickly became that Wolfwalkers is the biggest challenge to Pixar's Soul coming out on Christmas on Disney Plus. That'd be the biggest challenge of Soul's best animated feature um, chances at the Oscars, which are still several months away. And I think that that's twofold. One, because Wolfwalkers is very strong, but also because it's made by Cartoon Saloon, whose three previous feature films were all also nominated for Best Animated Feature. So there's some pedigree here in the animation field, and that I think that tracks and makes a lot of sense. If you watch Wolfwalkers, which is available in the U.S. on Apple TV Plus, now you would think that I'd imagine. And this is different than Pixar. This is 2D hand drawn animation, very traditional. It's very different, but I think the animation is still quite beautiful. Even if it's not the most arthroscopic, stuff I've ever seen. It's I think very fitting. Like the music, the beats of the story, everything seemed to kind of make sense and fit. And I think it's a kind of straightforward story, but I thought it was quite lovely.
Yeah, I found it to be really heartfelt. And like you said, I don't think this is a story that's breaking new ground or something no one's ever seen. But I found it to be really effective, and I felt myself just totally sucked into and invested in the characters. Especially as you reach kind of the end of the movie, you're waiting for the dad to kind of pick his side and like take his stand. And I think it's really satisfying when he finally does, and you find that he is one of them as well. I, I also just found the relationship between the two little girls, Robin and was it Mora or um, Meb? Sorry, to be really just sweet and a pleasure to watch. And you kind of get elements of other past animated films. I feel like when it almost kind of felt like the Nala Simba reunion in a way, when Robin becomes a Wolfwalker and is kind of learning her skills and things like that. I found that to be really great. Um, I don't know. And then there's like elements of some of like the old classic like Quasimodo or like Beauty and the Beast type feel when they're like in the town in the village of Kilkenny running around. Like it's just
Yeah.
really some great moments, and the animation is just super interesting. I found like it allowed for a lot of cool like cuts between scenes or things kind of like melding into each other as you change or transition. It's really impressively done overall.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, to me, I like the setting. Uh, I think the part that I liked about that a lot was, Oliver Cromwell, a real life figure, is our villain here, and also like the piousness of him. The strong presence of religion dominating culture at the time is very much part of the film. It all makes sense, and like the aversion to mysticism and magic and stuff, and the woods. It all kind of felt like of a piece to me. Um, I was actually, trying to predict the beats. I was kind of expecting like the dad, who's voiced by Sean Bean. I expected him to kind of kick the bucket at the end,
Mhm.
or I expected the mother Wolf Walker to get got, but neither actually happens, and actually has a very warm, happy ending at the end of the day, But like, I think the stakes, of tension are really felt on the way.
Yeah, and I think how they portray not only the children side of like that longing for togetherness and acceptance and having to like compromise, take your own path, but seeing that for the adults as well, especially as the dad kind of finds his role um, being taken away from him, uh, his purpose kind of being belittled and told that he's not good at it, and then having to like find where he fits in the world again, and finding it by accepting something he didn't before. I just thought that was really well done and great storytelling device. So yeah, I would check. Well, I would recommend anyone to check this out if you're able to. Obviously it's on Apple Plus, so might be difficult for some people if you're not subscribed. But any last thoughts on Wolfwalkers?
Yeah, I mean, you only get a handful of animated movies in a year that are both entertaining to kids and engaging to adults at the same time. And I think Wolfwalkers is one of those. So it makes sense that it's getting a lot of acclaim. And I, like you said, I think expect this conversation to continue once we see Soul and once award stuff starts rolling out. It makes a lot of sense.